today we will be taking a look at the Yak-15, one of the lower BR jets in the game, 6.7 next to the 162. Of course the Yak-15P is below it, only has 123. One is quite pushing it. I don't like the guns. They work, especially on props, as you will see over here, and later on for the jets as well. But it's not my favorite. It's very slow. It rips at 740, 730, which is a bit fast in my opinion, especially for a jet at 6.7. Props can outdive you, but versus props you're quite good. You outturn most of them, of course, except for the Mark 22s. P51Hs are pushing it. Of course, it can be done if you know what you're doing, if you're better than them. These 109s stand little chance in the turn find, however, unless of course they keep it in the around the 300-350 range, where the prop produces a lot of power. Because this thing really lacks at one thing. It keeps its energy quite well, but that's about it. The acceleration is pretty poor. It's a bit like a 262 acceleration, where it's not the best, especially in the turn. But the fact that you don't lose a lot of energy and you get a lot of it back in a dive, like the dive acceleration is a bit ridiculous, and that's nice. Alright, going on for the first engagement. I'm going for the 109 here, because he looks to be alone. The other ones aren't really looking at me, so I feel rather safe, but I see the other one coming in. He doesn't come in, he actually goes for the F8F over here. So I try to kill him. I can go up here, I can probably kill one of two of them, but if that other 109 on my right decides to go for me, instead of going for the F8F, which he did, so it's a good call, I did it, I would have been dead. Sure, I can get a kill, but I'm not going to trade in my life for one kill, because that's not how we do it over here. So we start off with getting some speed, making his shot harder, making him compress, because this thing doesn't compress whatsoever. And what I'm doing now is pretty much flying away from the enemies, making them kind of disinterested in me, except for this one, because he's of course close enough. So what we get over here now is a 1v1, which is exactly what I want, because 109s get outturned rather easily by this thing. Just stay out of his guns. Stay out of his guns is all I have to do. I outturn this dude. Just look at it. Outroll him. Outpull him. He might have gotten a shot there, but he wasn't quick enough to react, so we'll just pretend that didn't happen. Missed my shot. Sadly. The guns don't have a lot of volume, and you don't have a lot of ammo, and they don't hit that hard, so you have to be conservative with them. This is exactly what I didn't want him to do. Start going on that low kind of spirally thing, but he pulls back into my guns. Don't overuse my flaps, because they do drain a lot of my speed, and I don't really need them. As you can see very clearly, I outturn him rather easily, and I one-shot his tail off. Wasn't sure if it was lost controllability. Not gonna waste my ammo on him anymore. He's gonna crash. Zero chance he's gonna pull out of that. 109 flaps deploy very slowly, so even if he could pull out with his flaps, no, it's not gonna happen at this altitude, especially at those speeds. So time to reassess the situation here. B-17, he's not very useful. Team is pretty much dead. I want to help Razor over there. He has 3 people on him and they're all rather slow. G56 tries to pull up into me. So I go straight for a bit first, so he gets closer. Then I do a wide loop and I go over him. I gave him the illusion that he was going to catch me. He fell for it. I just go over him, wait for him to stall out. G56 is dangerous though. I was kind of scared that he might get the shot off anyways because of desync, and that the shots only looked to be way behind me. Put my flap for a little bit, just for that little turn rate. He's very slow, not hard shot. And he's was a one shot. Didn't expect to kill him there because G56 are pretty tanky. And these guns aren't the best. I'm running ground belts by the way, because I didn't disclose that. Just pull over these two. They're both very slow. I'm going 450. Well, not anymore. I was going 450. I pull over them. I outturn these both. Do a horizontal turn so I don't pull into his guns. One stalled out. And the other one is very slow. Razor doesn't have a lot of ammo here and he's stuck, so don't blame him for missing. Tried to go for the first one. Wasn't going to cut it. See the second one pull up. Was trying it again. I'd rather stick on him because he's on the 6 of the other one. Otherwise we'd both be on the first one and we'd have a 109 on the 6. But going for the other one, because he was behind. That makes it so that we both cover each other. Get a strain going on with them in front. Almost ran Razor there, wasn't the intention. Of course it's all calculated. We don't do anything without a reason. I'm going 450, pulling very easily. 109 is pretty much stalling out. Not the hardest of shots. Kill a spider, shoot his wing off. I keep saying that K4s are pretty tanky. However, you're not noticing that this game. Which is weird, because my ping was actually very high. Well, for my standards at least. Going on 95% because I don't want to overheat my engine. Razors are going RTB because he's out of ammo. And he runs min fuel because he's stuck. So at this point it's just a matter of waiting. 109 over there has one wing. Kia 87 was crit by Razor. He's going to land. And there's an Arado somewhere. Speak of the devil. There he is. Of course I'm not going to focus the Arado. Because it's a full down tier. 6.7. He doesn't have guns. He doesn't pose much of a threat. And he's on the deck. So he's not space climbing. This thing is very, very trash at altitude, I want to disclose. It's a true yak, but with a jet engine. I don't know why the 109 came back here. Probably assumed that he was dead anyway. Might as well try to throw up a fight. Try to bait me for the 109 over there. He manages to crash. I don't know how you do that. But you know, we all make mistakes. Yeah, I don't have to explain what we did there, I think. Just let him burn up. Prop without a wing and a burning engine. And you can hear his engine turn off. I don't have much reason to chase him down. And there he goes. As I was saying, the Arado, he doesn't have any guns. And he's on the deck. So I don't want to waste my ammo on him. They're very tanky. Those things are actually very tanky. Like, I don't get these moments where you just one-shot them. Maybe with a pilot snipe, but that's about it. Kia 87, not the biggest problem, of course, if you can aim, but they're not that dangerous. You can see he's landing. But yeah, as we wait for him to take off, I'm actually very surprised so many people wanted to see this thing. It never really interested me. It feels a bit lame, and I've tried it against Hortons, and I don't know what to do versus them. They outturn me. I do outroll them, but they turn so well and they're so much faster than me that I actually can't do anything. I've fought a couple of Hortons and I have no idea what to do versus them. Of course I can side climb and wait for them to go slow, but that works with any plane. I'm talking about a decent fight, so where the other one sees you, you're fighting each other, you're aware of each other, and I haven't found any way to actually beat them. Most of the cases I've fought them and survived was mostly due to them just either being very potato or ripping. They rip a lot, that's one thing, so I guess you can put it on a high speed corkscrew. I just hope they wing the rip off. They rip their wings off. But next to that, it's a bit of a gamble really. It's annoying, that's one thing. Especially at high altitude. I had to chase one up at like 9 kilometers and I couldn't. Like I wouldn't break like 300 IES, 350 IES. And he just run circles around me. So what I'm doing here is I'm going straight for a little bit. So he goes further from his base, because if I engage him directly, he'll be closer to his base when we start a turn fight. And I am guessing that he will go back to the base as soon as we're done turning. Because I'm a lot faster, I turn a lot better than him, so he's not getting away. But what I don't want is him being right on the airfield. Because if we were 2 kilometers more to the left, or to the east I should say, we'd be right over the airfield by now. Which is something I don't like. Absolute potato aim. I still don't like this plane, by the way. But, you know, get some more shots in, pulls himself into my guns. Let's see if we can get the tankier skill. 20 rounds. Can we get the 6th? Of course we can't. Salty bombers are the best bombers. I wouldn't have killed them anyways because I only have 20 rounds. You played yourself. Onto the game after that. So, I have 2 F-80s here. I'm just putting this in here. It's not that spectacular, but I just want to put this in as a like closing off. And showing you how maneuverable this thing really is. Because I'm pulling with F-80s. And F-80s are very maneuverable, as we all know. And I turn into this dude without any problem whatsoever. He notices that. So he tries to go down. I get some hits on him. I get spooked as hell by the dude on the map. I have no idea where he is. So throw my mouse around. Still didn't see him. Very blind at the moment. Mistook the second dude for the first dude. So I just looked even more, and then I saw them both on the screen and realized I was safe. If you're not sure, he's already, you see I hit his engine. He's not doing a lot anymore. You can't really hear it here, but when I hit him, you heard his engine like slowed down, I guess. Don't know how to explain it, but I noticed something about his engine, so I wasn't scared of him running away at all. It was faster anyways. Going to the second turn fight. Just pull out of his guns. He gets the first shot. Don't pull my flaps too much. Just use it a little bit for the shot here. Get the crit. I'm gonna get rammed by an auto Y2. Always fun. He's not doing anything anymore. And blast his wing off. And that's pretty much all there is. I'm just gonna let the game play in the background. But yeah, as you might have heard on my Discord, I'm kind of done with top tier at the moment. So I'm gonna be moving more to props. I have 2 games coming up, but not in this video of course. I have 2 games coming up in the P47D28 and the TAR 152H. The 2 pretty good carries, if I do say so myself. I'm pretty happy with them. So if you do prefer the props, because I do want your feedback. If you do want to see props more, then I will be flying them more, because I do like props nowadays. Or I will kind of stick to the lower tier jets, but you won't see me fly any 9.0s for a little bit. There's not much to cover anyways, everyone's doing them, everyone's flying jets. So I figure you can just go to them if you want to see the top tier stuff, not in an offensive way. But yeah, that's kind of my take on it at the moment. And that's the only way you're going to kill an F-84. Sneak in from the side, hope he doesn't see you, and hose his wing off. Yeah, that's about all I have for you today. It was a quick little video. I was actually really surprised people wanted to see this again. But if you did enjoy it, let me know of course. Drop me a like, and if you didn't, well, you know what to do with it. And I hope I'll see you next week. Or somewhere else this week. I think it's going to be this week. We'll see. I'll see you in the next one.